What's up YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Elias, I'm a photographer located in Athens, Greece, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the rig that we are using in order to film our weddings. Can you give that to me? Come on dude. Thank you so much. Here it is. Alright, so this over here is the setup and we're going to be making a breakdown in just a little bit, but the main focus of today's video is going to be mainly the matte box over here from Tilta. So what we are basically using for filming our weddings is the Sony a7R4, the Sigma 35mm f1.4. This is the favorite lens of our videographer John. He's over there talking shit about me. We are using the a7R4 because back when we formed the wedding team, me and John, we are both photographers, but one of us had to do video. So this is the camera that John had, and to be completely honest, even though it is a photography camera, the video is really good, as you can see from all the video clips that you are seeing right now. We are going to be upgrading to a more video-centric camera, but excuse me, we are dumb and broke photographers and videographers and we don't have the money to upgrade all the time. So this is the camera that we are using for now. In order to make the whole system over here more video-centric, we are using a Tilta Mirage matte box over here on the front. The cage over here on the back is as well from Tilta, and the top handle is also from Tilta. And on the top of the top handle, we basically mount the screen. On the left over here, where we have a mounting option, we mostly have maybe a transmitter for a wireless microphone. And over here on the right, where we have most of our mounting options, we mount maybe another microphone or some other handles and all that good stuff. So yeah, this depends on the situation that we are filming in. So as you can see over here, most of the stuff is from Tilta, and to be completely honest, I didn't pay for any of this. Tilta sent it to me in order to test it out and make a review for them, and I'm so grateful for that gift from Tilta. But as always, they're not going to see this video before it's going out. Everything over here in this video is going to be my own opinion. They give me the freedom in order to express how I feel about everything, about the positives and about the negatives. So yeah, thumbs up for that. And we had the chance in order to use this whole setup in 3 weddings, I think, for now. Was it 3 weddings or more? More. A few christenings here and there, and of course a few pre-wedding photo shoots, and also a few next day photo shoots where we basically do also photography but also videography for a bit of cinematic bureau and all that good stuff. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm a photographer and videographer located in Athens, Greece, and the number one thing that you need to know about Greece is that it's really sunny over here, and that's why a matte box is probably a must for most videographers living in a country like Greece. So the matte box has basically 3 uses. First and foremost is in order to block most of the light and in order to reduce or minimize to the fullest the flares that might be creeping in your shots. So yeah, having a matte box in order to control the light, especially the sunlight, is really important. The second use is that it's also adding another layer of protection. So if something hits this whole setup from the front, the matte box is the first thing that is going to absorb the damage, and these are relatively inexpensive. So yeah, that's a huge bonus as well. And the third positive is you look fucking professional with this thing.
Look at this dude.
You show up to a client with a rig like that,
no.
and they will take you much more seriously. Remember guys, our clients, they mostly don't know about photography, they don't know about videography, so if you can look more professional, just look more professional. Of course you can create masterpieces without all this stuff rigged out, but again, it makes your life easier in many cases, like we're going to discuss in a little bit, and it also makes you look much more professional. So let's focus again on the matte box over here. We were really lucky enough to test this whole setup over here in a beautiful wedding that we had on a beautiful island here in Greece, and to be completely honest, this was a huge lifesaver. And of course, the number one thing that you need as a videographer, especially if you're shooting weddings in a really harsh scenario, is a VND filter. And the good thing over here is that Tilta has this system where you basically drop your circular VNDs on the back of the mat box. With this specific mat box over here, you can manually control the VND from the front over here, or you can also get a motorized control, so you can control it from far away, or maybe from over here without having the need to disrupt your composition and all that good stuff. I personally don't have the motor, but we might need to invest in something like that, because let's say we film the couple when they're exiting the church, the light will drastically change at that moment. At that point, it would be really beneficial if I could use the motor over here with my thumb in order to change the exposure really fast on that specific scenery. So if you want to change the VND power from a distance, you can easily do that. The other good thing with these VNDs over here is the fact that this VND is top quality. It doesn't change the color whatsoever. Many VNDs out there have extreme color casts, but even a slight color cast can really mess with your whole white balance. And even if you set your own custom white balance, this color cast is not what you want. So having a neutral VND which doesn't change your colors is a big plus. The other thing that was really helpful for our weddings is basically the diffusion filter that we have over here on the front. This diffusion filter from Tilta, mwah, chef's kiss. We got the 1/8 of a stop of diffusion because I don't want my whole wedding scene to be really soft and really dreamy. I think the 1/8 of the power of this diffusion filter is more than enough than what we actually need. I see some photographers and some videographers using 1/4 or 1/2 of the power, and they're making their images and their videos really glowy, and I don't really like that. Like, I prefer to give that soft touch, that elegant touch to my footage, and if I want to add more glow, I can do that later in post. But yeah, top quality. If you are filming weddings or if you're filming anything else, get that diffusion filter. It's really beneficial, and it adds that extra elegant touch. What I didn't say is that it's really lightweight. This mat box over here doesn't make your whole setup front heavy, which again, if you're holding this thing for the whole wedding day, or if you're out there shooting like 2 hours, something like that, run and gun situations, you don't want to have a front heavy setup. So yeah, you don't want any extra and unnecessary weight. The one negative that we encountered is basically that one screw over here on the back jumped on us, so we basically removed it and we added our custom screw, which you can also do for cosmetic reasons. Like, we added a really nice and beautiful screw over here on the left, which is also more usable for our videographer when he's trying to set up the whole rig over here. There's also one basically negative over here, that if you want to remove and insert the diffusion filter over here on the front, you have to touch it. You have to physically touch it, you know? So you will probably make a few fingerprints, but you will do that also on the corner of the filter, which doesn't affect the image quality. But in any case, you don't want fingerprints on your filters. You can obviously like clean it up really easily. These are high quality, like you can throw them down and they won't break. Don't do that, but you can do that. Just saying. That's basically everything about the mat box. I can fully recommend this one. Like, it's lightweight, the filter system is beautiful, the filters themselves are beautiful, and it makes you look really professional. So yeah, if you're on a lookout for a lightweight mat box, this one comes highly recommended. Let's also talk a little bit about the cage over here and the top handle. Let's firstly talk about the top handle. This top handle is great. It is huge, the build quality is really great, it has many mounting options, it has a safety feature which basically locks this whole thing over here in place. You can also mount it both ways, so I can rotate that and still have the screen in front of me. I can basically mount the screen over here on the back. So yeah, I can rotate basically the whole grip over here in case I want to counterbalance in a different way my whole setup. So this comes really clutch as well. But again, I think the most important thing over here is that it's big and comfortable. Making your life more comfortable while you're working, I think this is what counts the most. Imagine having to hold a camera that is not comfortable for 10, 8, 12 hours on a wedding day or something like that. Or even for 2 hours. Even for 2 hours for a simple video clip. You want to make your life more comfortable, especially during the time that you're shooting, and this top handle over here makes this possible. So, about the cage from Tilta, there are a few pros and also a few cons. Let's talk about the pros first. The first pro is basically that it's really lightweight for a cage, and again, when you're planning to create a setup which you're going to be using for many hours, you want to make it as light as possible, but at the same time to make it look and have all the professional features that you need. So yeah, having a lightweight cage really helps to keep the weight down of the whole setup, but at the same time it can also create a few cons, which I'm going to be talking about in just a bit. The other positive is that basically we have a hot shoe mount over here, which is the correct place, because over here, like I said, we basically have a transmitter for a microphone or something like that, which makes your life way much easier with all the cables. Some other cages have that hot shoe mount over here on the right, and then we have to basically manage the cables from one side of the camera to the other, which is a pain. But like I said, there are a few cons. Let's start with the left side, which we just talked about. Over here, you don't have many mounting options, sadly. As you can see over here on the right side, you have a lot of mounting options, which you basically lose over here on the left side. The other thing that I don't like, especially when I'm using this Sony camera over here, is the fact that I cannot open the screen over here from below, because basically the cage goes in a way. Of course you can do that, but you need to have your fingernail awkwardly over here. But you can still argue that this con is not a big of a deal, especially if you're using a screen like that. So if you're using a screen, forget about it. So yeah, that's basically about it, about this whole kit over here. I will have links for everything down below in case you want to get the same stuff. Again, if you're a filmmaker and you want to look more professional to your damn clients, but at the same time, if you know how to use and get value out of a matte box, invest in something like that. It will help you out a lot. The filters are top quality, and yeah, the top handle and the case, in case you are looking for something lightweight and comfortable for a large shooting day, both of these items and the matte box will come really clutch. So yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you think about this whole setup. Let me also know what you are using for your filmmaking experiences out there. We are going for sure to invest in a better video camera, probably the FX3 or the A7S III, but we are waiting for Sony to release something, hopefully till the next wedding season. If you're new here, consider subscribing and liking this video, because this really helps out with algorithm. And if you like photography, videography, weddings, street photography challenges, whatever it might be, we are doing everything over here, and we would like to see you again next week. Like I said, links for everything will be down below, for all my social media and for everything that I'm using as well. So if you want to check it out, the description down below. If you want to support this channel even further, I also have a preset pack, which you can also check down below in my website. It's a really affordable preset pack, but at the same time it's really beneficial if you like my editing style that you're seeing on this YouTube channel over here and on my Instagram. A huge thank you once again to Tilta for sending me this stuff. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your valuable time by watching my content. This really means the world to me, and as always, take care.